Good afternoon, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back once again. Well, give you guys a update. This is day 2 of the liquid fast, and I'll be honest with you, I am not feeling very well right now. I woke up about the average time for me this morning. I think it was probably around 8 a.m., and I was feeling really, really tired. Like I was rode hard and put up wet, if you guys know what I mean. Um, Woke up and I already knew it wasn't going to be a great day for me, just very, very tired. So I got up and I had 2 cups of coffee and 2 of my protein shakes. That had to have been by 10 a.m. And then I still wasn't feeling that good. So actually kept going for a little while, did my exercises, did my sit-ups, did my marching. I even took a bike ride, came back home and then had another shake and then a big thing of juice. So I've had a lot to drink today. Over the whole day, it's probably been the equivalent of about 2,000 calories. So over what I did yesterday, I upped it by 1 protein shake, which is okay. I mean, that's still good. That's still within the rules. However, I don't think I'm going to be going 5 days. I apologize for those of you out there that are watching this and trying to emulate what I'm doing right now. The way I'm feeling right now, maybe I just need to get over the hurdle. I don't know. But as it stands right now, I think I'm probably going to have to start eating solid food either tomorrow. Well, we'll see. Tomorrow would be 3 days, so probably by Thursday. I just don't know how this is going to go because my body doesn't seem to be acclimating very well to it. And with the current situation we're in right now, probably wasn't the greatest time to do this. I've never been very good with timing things, honestly. I always seem to choose like the worst time to experiment. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's what this is. This was an experiment. And I'm hoping to be able to make it all 5 days, but don't hold me to it, please. I'm really, really not feeling that well right now. And it's nothing major. I'm not like totally sick, like I don't have the flu or the dreaded situation, but it's mainly because I am just tired, and it's because of lack of nutrients. Now, we talk a lot on this channel about health and fitness, and technically you can get all your vitamins and minerals from liquid, but the things you're missing there are stuff like magnesium, even some of the essential vitamins you just can't get from these kind of drinks. They're kind of low in vitamin C, vitamin A, stuff like that. They're just really not designed. Yes, they're designed to be a supplement, but the idea is when you're using nutritional drinks like this, shakes, whatnot, the idea is you're supposed to also be eating food. So I don't know. So we got 4 people here right now. I don't see anybody on the chat. Someone put a chat up. I'm not even sure if it's working right now. It should be. I'm letting you know how all you are doing out there. Hopefully everybody's staying safe, staying at home, doing what they have to do to get through this this hard time that the entire country is going through. We'll give you a little bright note, at least on my side. I got on the scale this morning, and I was 203 with clothes on. So that means without clothes, I'm either 202 or 201. So I am fastly approaching my 200-pound goal. And I'm hoping that if I can stay on this for the full 5 days, that I'll see 199 by the time this is all said and done. I'm not going to hold my breath. It's weird the way our bodies work. I may get really lucky and my body will start burning off calories like it should be, or I might be putting my body into starvation mode. I don't know right now. We're just going to have to kind of play everything by ear and see and see how it goes. Rick Lakes, hey Matt, I am good, just bored. You're like the rest of us, my friend. I'm telling you, I want to get out to the thrift stores so bad right now. I could feel it in my bones when I think about, going to the thrift store. And it's like a rush. It's like, you have a person that's addicted to food, a person addicted to alcohol. It's the rush, the adrenaline of going to the thrift store, looking for those deals, finding that awesome gaming computer that somebody got for Christmas 2 years ago, put it away, and then just decided to donate it. And then they put it out and they didn't know what it was worth. So you get that computer for pennies on the dollar. It's literally that kind of adrenaline rush that keeps me going to the thrift stores. I mean, making a profit's great. Don't get me wrong. Buying, stuff like that, being able to flip it, that's the bread and butter of what I do. But that being said, I am feeling it's almost like a loss. Like, you lose, if you lost a limb, you lost an arm, you lost a leg, it's almost like grieving for something that we've lost. And we really have. I mean, it's hopefully going to come back soon, but until it does, we're going to be hurting, folks. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Yanks one. It's terrible to think that friends, family of friends, friends of the families are dying because of this. It's really sad. But let's move on to something a little bit happier. I'm going to open up the chat window here from a couple of the vlogs that I did. Get into the community tab, which is not working again, of course. Come on. The internet is still super slow today, at least on my end. Come on, comments. Here we go. A lot of you don't like me talking about this situation. You say you click off the channel. That's fine. Boy, I tell you, people take a lot of things out of context. It's unbelievable. I had let me read this. Let me read this. He goes, LOL, for the record, no one in the Trump administration came up with the elbow bump. We've been doing that for years as a salutation, and a wet, dry hands are white eating or while eating. Yeah, that was the bearded brother. No, I mean, I didn't say that they invented it, but that was the thing that we're supposed to be doing now. Though a lot of people still want to shake hands. I'm like, nope, can't shake hands right now. Nope, got to do the fist bump. Yep, fist bump. Boom, 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 boom. Never used to be able to do that for obvious reasons. All right, so I got 7 people here. I did start to film a vlog today. I don't know if I'm going to have enough content to upload it or not. It's like at about 13 minutes, and I did film an ending for it, but I don't know if I'm going to wind up uploading or not. That's why I wanted to do. That's why I wanted to do the live stream, because I figured if I didn't upload the vlog, at least I would let everybody know what was going on, how we're doing, and that this liquid fast is kicking my butt right now. Man, it's one of those things that your body's just got to acclimate to it, and I need to make sure it acclimates before I pass out, because after my bike ride today, I took my bike ride at about noon. Actually, it was right at noon. I remember because I was really wanting to eat lunch, and I'm like, nope, can't eat. So better go out on a bike ride. And I did about half the bike amount of miles I usually do. I so about half the bike ride. So I went up doing about 6 miles instead of the normal 12 or 13 that I do. By the time I got home, it was all I could do. I had all the energy I had to put the bike away and walk into the house. And I just collapsed on my bed over here for like half an hour. And I was surprised I could even get up after that. That being said, yeah, we're just going to have to see what happens. I really hope that, I really hope I can make it. But please don't be too harsh if I come on here Thursday morning and say I'd have my usual breakfast, because it's fast approaching that right now. On the other note, don't forget, click the like button. If you like this content, you want to see me do more of this kind of stuff, go ahead and click that like button. What's everybody else doing? We got 8 watchers here right now. I'm sure a lot of people are still stuck at home, not doing much because of the situation. What does everybody want to talk about? Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to ask me anything specific? Just checking my emails right now. You're invited to the new Facebook.com. Man, they're always trying to rebadge and rebrand stuff. Like, they're always changing the YouTube Creator Studio. They're always changing, just YouTube in general. Now, apparently, they're going to have a new version of Facebook coming out. You know what, folks? I like the current version. It's easy to navigate. I know where everything is. I have my shortcuts for the marketplace. I have my shortcuts for my friends. We just don't need that many changes. I tell you why they do it, folks. They do it to keep the engineers employed, more specifically in this case, the web designers. Because if they don't make radical changes every once in a while, then those people will be out of a job. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's kind of sad, though. Yanks One Fan 09, trying to remote connect to work remotely, a few growing pains. Yeah, and now that they expose those vulnerabilities in Zoom, people are scrambling to try to find other ways to do it. There are a few other ones out there. I'm trying to think of the name of them. Because Zoom now has a bunch of vulnerabilities that are making it so companies are not allowing people to use it to remotely log into work. So unfortunately, they have to go with some of the other ones out there. Now, I'm not an expert when it comes to video conferencing, but I know there are quite a few of them out there. Sorry about that. I forgot to mute my phone again. Final transconfiguration or transfigurate. Finally caught one live. Good to see you. You're safe. Love the computer-centered videos. Yep. A lot of people keep saying that. So they're saying Skype, Google Hangouts, Discord. And I've heard a little bit about Discord. Discord's kind of cool because I think everything on there is color-coded. Makes it a little bit easier. GoToMeeting. And then the other one is Microsoft Teams. Now, Microsoft Teams are nice because you pay by month, but it allows you, right off the bat, you have like 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage. So the nice thing about Microsoft Teams is if you already have a OneDrive, then they work together hand in hand. So as a video conferencing tool, if you have to share documents back and forth, you can do that very easily with Microsoft Teams. And I like the fact that the prices start at $5 per user per month. So basically, you'd pay $5, the other user would pay $5. It's just very convenient that way. And the fact they meld it with OneDrive is all the better, at least in my opinion. And I'm sure everybody else there has their favorite video conferencing tools or services, but I've heard a lot of good things about Microsoft Teams. And a cool thing is if you buy Office 365, if you have a subscription to that, you get Microsoft Teams in there for free. I believe you still have to pay the $5, but Teams downloads automatically when you download your version of Office 365. So that's just a big plus right there. WebEx is another one. How's your dad today? Dad's doing well. He's actually doing some screens right now. We've started some projects in our living room. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. So we had to take the valances down, the curtains down, and right now we are actively, Mom's cleaning them, and we took the old shades down, and we're going to be putting new shades up. So that's why I think I'm going to hold off till tomorrow to do the vlog, because I kind of want to film the whole thing. I've already filmed and showed you guys where we are right now. The living room is a total disaster area, by the way. We had to move everything away from the windows towards the middle of the room, and it's just total disaster right now. It's being used by the New York Board of Education. Not that I would necessarily trust everything that they would choose, but I guess that's really good. And I think that's about it. So let me move on here. That's odd. Usually when I get that ding, somebody's messaging me from OfferUp or Let Go, but it didn't send me an email, so I'll have to check on that in a little bit. Hope everybody else is doing well out there. Mark Ovenian's here. Just got here. What are we talking about? Well, we started talking about the liquid fast that I'm on right now. Doing okay, though I am feeling very, very tired. I had to actually drink an extra protein shake today just to keep my strength up. Steps right now, 14,000. I'm going to try to get to 20,000 by the end of the day. But then I'm probably just going to stop, because if you're not ingesting a lot of calories, then you can't really expel the same amount. In other words, right now I'm maybe sitting at about 2,000 calories a day, maybe even less than that, now that I think about it. And I'm probably expelling, well, I'll give you a great example. So far I've used 2,800 calories today, according to my Fitbit. So that is a net loss of about 800 or more calories. That means I'm actually expelling or using more calories than I'm putting in my body. So I have to be very, very careful what I do physically. But that being said, Mark, it may come to a point where I'm going to have to start eating some solid food either by tomorrow or Thursday. Well, I'll just have to play it by ear, see how I feel. But it was really hard for me today. I've had a really bad attitude today, honestly, folks. I think it's the lack of nutrients, but just haven't felt that great. Mr. Jimmy just woke up. Hey, Mr. Jimmy, hope you're doing very well. I'm glad Mark could come to this live stream. I try to get you to as many as I can, but I want to do this live stream early today just in case I lost my steam. Let me see. We had 12 people. Now we're down to 9. Oh man, I don't even know what else to talk about. It's really, I need to get more fodder for this channel. I mean, I'm not just talking about, health and fitness, but even on the technical side, get some thrift store finds in to talk about. I literally have nothing else to show you guys. Oh, that's UPS. Oh, okay. That's why that hasn't showed up yet. I ordered 50 power cords, desktop power cords, and I thought they were going to come in the mail today. And when the mail came in no package, I was like, what's going on? Now I took a look at it again. It's UPS. So that's good. It should still be here by the end of the day. Awesome, Mark. That's good. You're up and using that Dell computer. I love Dell. I've used Dell for many years. If it's an Optiplex, they'll are almost indestructible. Brad Smith, hey Matt, I just got back from taking a walk. That's good. We need to be walking or bike riding or doing something, because a lot of us right now are sitting in our houses. We're eating too much because there's just nothing else to do. The boredom kicks in. So, yes, if you can get out and exercise, all exercise is good. I don't care what it is. If you're walking, you're bike riding, you're jogging, you're roller skating, rollerblading, what's the other one? Skateboarding. All this stuff expels energy. And the more you build yourself up, the more you're going to crave that exercise. It's going to become part of your daily routine. Jonathan Grindle, AC stops working after replacing battery. Any ideas what to do? Well, if you're talking about your automobile, then it could be a lot of things. I'm not an automotive expert, but that's really interesting. I know that a lot of modern vehicles, the AC is controlled by the computer, and whenever you disconnect the battery, the computer has to relearn certain things. So what I would suggest doing is basically starting the vehicle, turning it off, doing that about 5 times, and then maybe just drive it around a little bit, because that can actually give the computer time to relearn the circuitry, and that could actually fix the problem. Could be a fuse. I mean, when you turn it on, does your HVAC work? Like, does the vent work? Does the heat work? Does all that stuff still work? Raymond Moore goes, I'm so bored from this isolation. Yeah, you and me both, trying to keep busy. Yep. Yeah, I would think that's what it is. I think the computer just has to relearn itself. It's like with modern vehicles when it has to relearn the idle. I've heard people tell me weird things like that their AC will stop working after they replace the battery, at least for maybe the first few, like 15, 20 miles. And then all of a sudden, bam, it'll just start working again. Weird stuff like that happens, and that's why I like older vehicles. And I've said this many, many times. My newest vehicle is the 2005 GMC Yukon Denali XL, and even though that's a good vehicle, I really do like driving it. It's a beast. It's got that 6-liter Vortec engine. I do have a lot of electrical gremlins in that because of how high tech it is. My 96 Chevy Tahoe, far better, far more reliable, because there isn't all that advanced computer circuitry to fail. Excellent, Mark. That's good. You're helping your dad out. I wish I could coerce my dad into taking walks, but it's very hard. And I understand, because, he is in pain. He's seen a lot of abuse to his body over the years as an auto mechanic. Oh, by the way, folks, allergy season is well upon us. You guys can probably hear it. Wintertime, I don't have this kind of nasally sound. Probably doesn't help to have the windows open, but I love having the fresh air. When I got outside today, though, I looked on my hood. The pollen was this thick. I'm not kidding you. The pollen is thick as can be. Raymond Moore, planning to do my first grocery shopping after 2 weeks. Is money received for grocery shopping safe? Should I wipe it with alcohol? Money, okay. I'm glad you brought this up, because this is something that I've been following very closely on the news. Money can absolutely contain the situation. That being said, alcohol will cleanse it. It may damage it, but at this point, who cares? I would highly recommend using plastic, because if you have something like a credit card or a debit card, then really, most times you don't even have to touch the machine itself. Like if I go into my local grocery store and I want to buy something, I just take my credit card and I put it in there and I pay as credit. And I usually don't even have to touch anything. I just stick the chip in, and wait a few seconds and pull it back out. So during this time that we're living through right now, go plastic. It's a lot safer. Interesting. Yeah, I've tried Zyrtec in the past, and it worked all right. I mean, it wasn't like a huge difference. The one that seems to work with me is called Zysol, and you might have seen those commercials with the owl on TV, and he's got like a monocle on. He's like, "Be wise all, take Zysol." But that's the one that seems to work well for me. But it hasn't gotten to the point where I've really started to need it again on a daily basis. So usually at night I'll just take some Tylenol PM because that actually helps me sleep as well. Lysol, well, yeah, if you can find Lysol, nowhere around here is Lysol anywhere to be had. The only thing I've been able to find in most stores is Pine Sol, like the one used to clean the bathroom, and that can actually be used as a cleanser. Alternatively, from that, if you take bleach, and I want to make sure I have this right. Yeah, if you take a gallon of water and you put in a third of a cup of bleach, that can also be used as a cleanser. Again, it's not ideal, but in a pinch, it'll work just fine. So, bleach, Pine Sol. I would actually say Pine Sol would work better because bleach, if you're not careful, will discolor garments, discolor clothing and different surfaces. So, probably better going with the Pine Sol. No idea, Mark. I'm hoping by the beginning of summer, but they're talking about it going to the middle of May now to the end of June. I just don't know. I'm hopeful though, cautiously hopeful. And I have a lot of things I have to get done that I can't get done during all this either. No, I never watch anime. Not really. Although I did watch that movie Heavy Metal that came out in the early 80s, and I also watched a few episodes of Astro Boy, the original Astro Boy from like 1980, 1981. But generally, I'm not a big fan of anime animation. I just don't find it pleasant to watch. I would much rather watch like a modern Alvin and the Chipmunks. That you guys know I'm a huge Alvin and the Chipmunks fan, right? Right? Can you tell? Just not my thing. Never really has been. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. If you're looking for face masks, now you're not going to be able to find the N95 masks. They're gone. I mean, and if you were able to find them, then you shouldn't buy them because they're all supposed to be in the hands of the first responders. However, you can get good quality masks that will cover your nose and your mouth, kind of like that. Um, Best place to find them, believe it or not, are beauty supply stores. There are a lot of these beauty supply stores that are around my area, and they all seem to have them in. Now, here's the thing: they're from China, so you're probably taking a risk here. But I find that it's better than nothing. And of course, by the time they get here, anything that would have been on there would be dead anyway. So if you're looking for masks, and yes, I have been wearing masks when I go into stores now, it's gotten to that point. A lot of the beauty supply places around your areas will have those masks in. You can buy them online, but you're probably going to pay about the same amount. They're not cheap either, folks. When we went in there, they were $5.50 per mask. I'm not kidding. $5.50 each. Payme Anonymous Bachman, how is everyone doing? Well, I'm doing okay. Hope everybody else is. You guys can answer them if you want. Really, really, really struggling with this liquid fast. I really didn't want to ingest that extra protein shake because they do have a lot of sugar in them. But I was losing steam really quickly today. And once again, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this content and you want to support the channel, make sure you give a thumbs up because that really does help it out. Raymond Moore, yes, face masks, at least for our use, are reusable. Like if you buy a good quality face mask, you could use that maybe 15, 20 or more times. However, if you are in the medical field, they are not. They are supposed to be disposed of every time they go see a different patient. But yeah, for like doing regular shopping and the things that we have to do every day, yeah, that's fine. You could reuse them. Well, thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. He says he's been doing homework all day. The live stream is much needed to relax. And I'll be honest with you, it's the same thing for me. This is very relaxing for me as well. I'm anxious. I'm a little bit depressed. I'll be honest with you during this time, as I'm sure a lot of us out there are. And I think we all need this. So doing that, go ahead and read some Bible verses. I'm going to incorporate a few of those into all these live streams now. Oh, this is a good one. James 5:14-15, New International Version. Is anyone among you sick? Let them call the elders of the church to pray over them and anoint them with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well. The Lord will raise them up. If they have sinned, they will be forgiven. Mark 10:52, New International Version. Go, said Jesus. Your faith has healed you. Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus along the road. We'll move down to Isaiah 53:5. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. I love those Bible verses. And actually, now that I'm reading them, I think a couple of those we've read in the past. But with everything that's going on, healing is what we actually need right now. So these work very, very well for our current situation. Exodus 15:26. If you listen carefully to the Lord your God and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commandments and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on you any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. Now that one is a little different. And I had said that early on during this crisis, I thought that maybe this is something that has come about because of all the sin in the world. And if you read that verse closely, you could really interpret it that way, because think about it. In the world today, we haven't been following his decrees. We have not been paying attention to the commandments. Most of the time, we're not following the commandments. And the wages of sin are death, but the gift of the Lord is the gift of life in Jesus Christ, our Savior. So I personally believe that part of, maybe not all of it, but at least part of what we're going through right now with this current situation is our own doing. I think we really need to reevaluate the way we're living our lives, because a lot of that could be what's going on here. Raymond Moore, what's your thought on churches that still hold mass prayer despite the danger of the outbreak? I think it's shameful. I think it's absolutely shameful because there are many other ways that you can hold mass prayers. You can do the Skype chats. Heck, there are services out there that allow you to teleconference with up to 100 people at once. The fact that they are gathering together when social distancing is what is needed right now, I think is totally shameful. I see a little bit of where some of these churches are coming from. They believe that they have faith that the Lord will keep them protected. I guess you could theoretically make an argument for that, but I honestly don't see it. Our church is closed. Our church is not going to open again until the social distancing orders are lifted. I just think it's very shameful right now. I think it's very short-sighted because this is not going to go on forever. And when everything is said and done, do you want to be the person that is responsible for getting an elderly person or a vulnerable person sick or even worse, dying? I know I don't want to be. It's weird now watching WWE without an audience. Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of events now are having to do that. And I'm honestly surprised they're even still playing right now with all this going on. But I guess technically if you only have to have 2 people, I guess it's safe. Anything less than 10. But still, you should not be getting that close right now. That's the key. Okay, I'll answer that one later. That's just another person wanting computers. Oddly enough, the computer sales have kind of slowed to a little bit of a crawl right now, but I'm still getting people that are interested. I have quite a few systems left, as you see right there. So if anybody locally is in need of a desktop, let me know. I'm not going to ship those, though, because they are way, way too heavy. Sam Heron is here and says, hi, Matt. Hey, Sam. Hope you're doing very, very well. Oh, maybe that's the UPS truck. I tell you, I need those power cords. I'm on my last one, and I don't have enough. Like, if somebody wants to come and buy a desktop from me right now, I don't have enough power cords to sell them. Literally. I mean, it had gotten that bad. I like this one, Carl. Matt, it's a warning, a chastisement. I hope I pronounced that right, by the way, if you will. There will come more, and each time a bit more worse. Like the prophets of old warned Israel, we will be as stiff-necked people and not learn. I like that. I really do like that because it does seem like we are not learning from the past. Believe it or not, this has happened before, and we are not doing what they did before. And we had the Spanish flu back in the early 1900s, and there was their version of social distancing back then. But not only are we not listening to the words that the Lord has put in the Bible, we're not even listening to the people that are telling us, hey, for the next month or so, we need to be very careful. We need to nip this thing in the butt right now. So until we do, read that. Definitely read that. Absolutely, Raymond. I totally agree with you 100%. Sam Heron goes, 50 million died during the Spanish flu. And that's really, and I'll tell you why, because back then they did not have the quarantine and they didn't have the quarantining facilities that we have now, and they didn't have the knowledge of the viruses and what we have now. I mean, when you think about it, did they even have antibiotics back then? May have had antibiotics, and I have to look at my timeline, but anyway, they didn't have the medical knowledge that we have now. So what we have now is incredible compared to what they had back 100 years ago. So we should not have to worry as much about having mass deaths like that. I mean, 50 million people. That should not happen, folks. It never should happen. If it does, we got to think, what are we doing that maybe is causing those numbers of deaths? I'm going to have to end this here in a minute because I am really losing my voice again. I did have water in here somewhere. You know what? It's by my bed. Oops. We got 13 watchers and we got 9 likes. Very, very cool. Mr. Jimmy put... when I first saw that, I thought that was a medicine bottle, and then I moved the mouse over and it says it's a bottle of hand sanitizer. Well, guess what? That's even better. Sorry, I'm just writing a message to somebody real quick. My typing skills leave quite a bit to be desired. I used to be really good. I used to be able to type like 40 words a minute, but ever since years ago, I had a bacterial infection that damaged the 7th cranial nerve, which incidentally also damaged the ulnar nerve, which has to do with the sensation, the feeling you get in your pinky finger, your ring finger, and like this half of your palm on both my hands. Luckily, most of the feeling came back, but the dexterity never came back in my fingers. So I have a very hard time manipulating my fingers to do different things. So there are times like working on small, intricate things like cell phones, tablets. They're very hard for me. And unfortunately, typing is part of that too. Are you guys struggling to buy flour? Not to the best of my knowledge. Flour is still readily available as far as I know. I haven't been to the grocery store the last couple of days though, folks. Being that I'm on a liquid diet right now, thank the Lord, I have not had to go into a grocery store, and I don't plan on going into a grocery store probably until next week sometime. Fingers crossed. Carl, P.S. Matthew, you look fantastic and so proud of your courage and strength to be a more healthy and outgoing person. You are my hero. Bless you, dude. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Kind words are much needed and much appreciated in this day and age. I'm telling you. Raymond Moore, I believe this is going to be a long battle for all of us until the vaccine is here. Social distancing in country borders might still be closed. I believe that. And the reason I believe that is other countries don't have the amenities that we do, and we can't control what other countries do medically. So we're not going to be allowing those people to come in and potentially hurt us physically with different ailments. Not just the current situation. I'm talking about other things as well. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Very well said. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to sit back for a minute, folks. Yeah, we almost need like a moment of silence. I mean, just to deal with everything that's going on these days. kind of processing the emotions of it. And that's something that we don't do enough as a society. And you know what? This is something that's been on my mind, and I haven't really been able to articulate it, but I think I can now. What's happening now, in a way, could be a blessing in disguise. It's forcing us to slow down, sniff the flowers, relax, spend time with our family, things that we don't do and don't get enough of on a daily basis. We are actually able to do now. And by no means am I minimalizing what we're going through. What we're going through now is apocalyptic. It's horrible. I would never want this. I would never say, I'm glad this happened. But going by the premise of making lemonade out of lemons, the blessing in disguise in all this is that we are actually able to spend more time with our families and maybe even just kind of calm down a little bit. I mean, that's just the way I'm trying to look at things right now. Well, thank you, Mark. And using my old CB handle too. I'm one cool cat. Danny Lee, I always like to think positively about the future. What is everyone looking forward to most when the quarantine and blank blank ends? Well, I don't know about everybody else, but me, it's going to be getting back to the thrift stores. Hey, Matt, have you ever manually set up MS-DOS mode for Windows 98 on a laptop? Not manually. I've done it. I've done the automatic setup. If you're talking about like rewriting the autoexec.bat and config.sys files, I have done that in the past, but not on a Windows-based version of MS-DOS. I think the one I did that for was just plain MS-DOS 6.2.2, the last standalone official release of DOS. I'm surprised my Fitbit hasn't been arguing with me because I have not gotten as many steps in a day as I usually do. David Wallach, how many computers do I have? Well, my own personal fleet, I probably have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have about 5. I actually don't even own a laptop right now. I actually had to sell my only laptop that I had left to a client of mine that needed one desperately. But me personally, I have about 5. I'm not counting the ones that I have up there for resale. I mean, that's not something I'll hold on to for very long. Thank you, Mark. $2 super chat, always appreciated. Mark always comes through with those super chats. I really hope that we can get together once all this craziness is done. Oh, yeah, I am a big Alvin the Chipmunks fan. I've collected Alvin the Chipmunks memorabilia since I was about 6 or 7 years old, may even been earlier than that. My first bit of Alvin the Chipmunks memorabilia that I collected were the videotapes. I think the first one was the tape of Funny We Shrunk the Adults. That's when they went to the Chipmunks back to the movies right at the tail end of the 1980s sitcom or the 1980s iteration of the Chipmunks. Love it. I love watching them. I still do to this day. As a matter of fact, I have 3 new episodes on the DVR that I have yet to watch. Probably going to do that tomorrow morning with my protein shakes. Oh, I'm just thinking I have 3 more days of this. I don't know, folks. I'm going to do my best to get through these next 3 days, but I may wind up making this a 4-day liquid fast because I am steadily losing steam. All right, folks, I'm ending the live stream here before I start getting too giddy. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mark, for the $2 super chat. Please continue like and subscribe. Stay safe out there. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.